Throughout the 1990s, Shashihata established a strong sales base for the Artline range of marking, writing and drawing instruments. During the course of that decade, it became important to address some long-term strategic decisions about the future development of the Artline product range and the way in which the company served its rapidly changing worldwide markets. There was a need to plan a transfer from localized, fragmented and opportunistic sales to a global growth-oriented strategy served by a new, highly efficient manufacturing center of excellence. This center of excellence would need to focus on the core competencies of research, development, manufacturing, assembly and shipping to all Artline markets worldwide, with an exemplary quality of product and service that would carry the company into the 21st century. You're looking at the realization of that strategic dream. Established in 1993, Shashihata Malaysia's first factory occupied 7,360 square meters of land in Johor Bahru, which is at the southern end of the Malaysian peninsula just across the straits from Singapore. Success followed quickly, and a second 3,780 square meter factory was opened in 1998. The pace of growth and consolidation continued and enabled land to be acquired for a third factory of 4,040 square meters, and it opened in 2000. In addition to that quite remarkable and rapid progress, a further 8,900 square meters for a fourth phase was acquired. The fourth phase began production in 2007, and the total plant area is now over 24,000 square meters. But what goes on in all of these factories? Let's take a look. There has to be a high degree of detailed planning before a project. Planning is a small word that includes a huge number of diverse disciplines. When planning for existing products, an inward flow of raw materials or subcontracted components is needed to balance with the orders received for the finished goods. This requires the skills of planners. The planning of manufacturing production, relying on the availability of materials and parts, takes place with the objective of meeting all customer requirements and shipping the orders on time. Dedicated planning staff at Shashihata Malaysia maintain continuous vigilance over sourcing and production planning. For a new product, it's a specialist area of the planning department that has to take a forward look into the following planning considerations: the design aesthetics, the function required of the product, the performance needed from the product, the conditions under which it's intended to be used, and the compatibility of component parts and the materials from which they're to be made. When concept planning is completed, the project is passed to research and development. All new Artline products that are launched onto our global market will have been subjected to immensely complex and thorough levels of investigative testing. The R of R&D involves a continuous exploratory analysis into the performances of different materials on a variety of surfaces under differing conditions. It's important to remember that an Artline marker will be expected to perform equally well anywhere on the planet. Having discovered, recorded and documented the relevant levels of performance of materials researched, the D of R&D, development, takes over to realize the best combination of materials that will meet the targeted structural requirements most effectively, deliver the targeted performance requirements most efficiently, and leave a minimal adverse impact on the environment. The staff, knowledge and equipment here in Malaysia represent one of the highest levels of such expertise anywhere in the world and are testimony to the constant pursuit of quality that runs throughout the company. It's only after satisfying all the exacting and rigorous procedures of product development that a product can go through to production. At the heart of any marker or pen is its ink. It's the only widely available, low-cost, permanent medium we have that allows an idea, information, or an emotion to remain communicable for others to understand, learn, or enjoy. Most consumers don't appreciate the high level of technical and chemical knowledge and expertise that go into ink manufacturing processes. All inks have to be manufactured. None occur naturally. Shashihata manufactures over 180 types of ink here in its factories at Johor Bahru, and has the capacity to produce over 40,000 kilograms each month. That's 480 tons of ink each year. Special safety precautions are essential. For example, static electricity should not be in the area where specialist inks are prepared. All staff and visitors to the company entering the ink manufacturing area must touch an earthing bar before entering the site. Safety is paramount, and wherever possible, volatile bulk materials are stored outside. The diverse kinds of ink required by Artline products can be produced in small batch quantities for highly specialized markers, through to the major volumes required for regular permanent markers. Each of these large vats contains 1,000 liters. Every color of ink represents a different formulation and requires a different management protocol for its production. Frequent checks on quality and consistency of performance are carried out to ensure that there's no variation from specification and from production batch to production batch. Shashihata has also implemented an ink reclamation scheme where factory waste is recaptured and recycled, again to ensure that the thorough use of materials and efficiency of consumption are both maximized. Shashihata manufactures in-house many of the component parts required to build its products, but where expedient, it will buy in subcontracted items. All have to be made to exacting standards. To further strengthen manufacturing capability, it was a recent decision to establish in-house injection molding. This latest technology enables component materials to be selected and rotated in production as required. This is one of the newest examples of an injection molding press undergoing pre-production testing. The material used is fed to the mold by hopper, and after the application of heat and pressure, liquid plastic runs into the mold and cooled into ejected pen barrels. Unlike older systems, this example is clean, relatively quiet, and computer-controlled. On this press, the unused plastic pieces caught in the mold but not used in the final molded components, known as sprues, are collected. They're reground by the machine and then instantly fed back into the built-in hopper. These processes are typical of the wave of innovations being used by Shashihata as its manufacturing routines and systems are constantly reviewed, updated, and improved. When all the components of the product are ready, the process of assembly can begin. The precision and speed required of automatic assembly equipment is extreme and demanding. While the running speeds can vary considerably, there's a major advantage to be gained by running the equipment as fast as possible and maximizing efficiency. Feeder lines to the assembly equipment are loaded with component parts. In this context, ink is a component, and once the equipment has been set up and is running, product construction begins. The separated components are assembled, secured, and inked. Finished products emerge from the machinery already shrink-sleeved and ready for work. Production rates vary from product to product according to construction complexity, but machines like this one combine to produce over 9 million pieces per month. That's a colossal 110 million pieces per year. If each marker and pen were laid end-to-end, it would take only 2.5 years production to circle the globe. And a continuous line drawn from all these pens would make the round trip from Earth to the Moon over 12 times. Not all products have the levels of demand that justify the significant investment required by automatic assembly equipment. All new products start out with manual assembly lines. As demand builds for a product and the volume runs increase, partial pre-assembly can be a logical interim step. The Shashihata Artline workforce here in Johor Bahru continues to demonstrate all the benefits gained from flexible, versatile working and regularly outperforms previous production levels across all production techniques. They ensure that the quality and reliability from automatic assembly equipment and manual assembly processes is parallel. All Artline branded product is quality assured and is always fully fit for purpose. Markers and pens need to be available for sale in a variety of different pack forms to suit the merchandising and retail styles of widely differing sales channels. another department has been established in the Johor Bahru plant to provide the additional packaging services that are required. Here, blister packing, deal set preparation, wallet packs and many more pack varieties are typical of the extra steps taken to make the Artline product range appropriate to the needs of the trade markets, wherever they are. In the case of blister packing, for example, there are many language variations prepared on the basic blister pack theme, and each variant requires its own documentation and packing material specification archive. Finally, completed product has to be packed into appropriately marked and coded inner boxes and shipping cartons. Again, a lot is prepared and packed for shipment on automatic equipment, but lower volume and newer products are packed manually. Cartons are not merely wrapping with printed brand details. The cartons are also selected on the basis of fitness for purpose. They are wet and dry tested in transit tests so that product arrives with the customer in pristine condition. The same attention to design and construction detail is applied to all blister packs and hand-collated and assembled walleted product. Final pre-shipment checks are carried out in the dispatching department as goods from different production lines are collated. The Shashihata Artline warehouse has space for 2,000 pallets of finished product. However, the balance between demand and production is maintained to such a degree that no finished product is in storage awaiting shipment for more than 5 working days. From the receipt of raw materials, single components or sub-assembled component groups, throughout the entire manufacturing, assembling and finishing processes, constant efforts are maintained to ensure that Artline quality checks result in paramount reliability and performance. Shashihata holds ISO 9001 and ISO 14001 certification. Quality control processes demand constant batch checking so that the promises and assurances of reliability and fitness for purpose can be given to the customer. All Artline products, for any intended purpose, task, market or consumer, are the best that money can buy. The strategic dream continues, and whatever future direction is determined, one thing is assured: Artline quality will never be compromised.